All right, Tacoma Comics here, and I'm going live with a lot of glare in my glasses, but that's okay. See a little bit of a ring light. The ring light is it's funny, man. This thing's cracking me up, and I'll tell you why. Because there's two wires in here, one to control the power to the LEDs, and the other to control the settings. And if you look in there, I know you can't see it, but one of those wires is totally ripped out. So I can't turn it on or off. I can unplug it or plug it back in. I got to try to pop the thing open and fix that wire. So right now it's on like mild. It's not really bright enough to make too much of a difference. I mean, maybe it's making a little bit of a difference, but I don't think so. Anyway, enough talk. My name's Tacoma Comics, and I'm glad to see you all. I'm glad to see Brooklyn Born is in the chat. Good shout out there. Have not talked to him in a while. And that 718 area code, man, got to hold on to that. You know, back in the day, it was 212 for Manhattan, 718 for Queens and Brooklyn. And then about 1990 something, they just started running out of numbers. So they started adding some new exchanges. I remember Seinfeld did a whole episode on that. If you didn't have a 212 number and you lived in Manhattan, it was like no good, no good. Anyway, I ramble. Why do I ramble? Because I'm trying to give time for people like Big O to get in here. I got a bunch of books, did some hunting yesterday. I got a nice stack to show off, and then I'm going to be on Sands' auction tonight, and I just wanted to preview some of the books that I was going to be showing on there and see what we got. So first, I'm going to hit you all up with that great little channel intro that my son made, and we'll see how it's going from there. So be right back. There you go. That wasn't too bad. I like that. I like that intro. I'm actually trying to put together a weekly Friday show, and I'm trying to get him to do another one for me. It's going to be Full Run Friday, where every Friday I just take a run that I've completed and show off the full run. So anyway, I went up to Federal Way. It used to be called Fantasium, and even when I Googled comic book shops in Federal Way, it came up as Fantasium, but instead it's changed its name to like was like Medieval Comics and something. But it used to be called Fantasium. It's a nice little shop, and I know they have a lot of back issues cheap. So I just went and looked at like recent back issues, like modern back issues. I missed this one. I've heard this was a horrible read, and this is purely a cover by. I love David Aja's covers. So he did like the first three or four on this X Core. This is one of the books that came out of, or one of the groups that came out of the Powers of X, Powers of 10, House of X. I don't know much about what it's about. I've heard from Chaos and Comics that it's a horrible read, but I literally got it because I had issue 2, 3, and 4, and I wanted to get that. So all of these were half off the cover price. I've heard great things about Ram V as a writer, and I've heard this is a great book from Jen on Comics Will Break Your Heart, and I think it's still that comic girl. They might have changed their handle. I apologize, but they both said this is phenomenal. So there's issue 3 and 4. I will try to get. What's up, Kenneth Bird? I will try to get issues 1 and 2 and 5 up to whatever. I don't know if it's a 10 issue or 12 issue series, but try to get that. I never read beyond the first series, and I loved the first series, so I figured for $2 I would try this out. This is Magic Order 2, issue 1 by Mark Millar, Stuart Immonen, and Sonny Go as the colorist, Clem Robbins as the letterer, Melina Mikulich design and production, and they got editor and CEO and all that sort of crazy stuff. So anyway, I just thought that I'd give that a read, because I remember the first Magic Order was really good, and then kind of dropped off everybody's radar for a while, but we'll see. So this is, I love the design on these. I have issue 1 and issue 12, and I know it's a really good read. John and JP and somebody were talking about it the other day on JP's indie show. I almost said Indian show. So we got a Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. There's issue 2, right? Yep. But then I skipped to issue 4 and 6 and 8 and 9 and 10. So I think I am missing, I'm missing 3, 5, 7, and 11. A lot of the odd numbers, but I really like the design on these with the different colors. It looks really cool. A little bit brighter on the back because there's less of that darkness, but just a nice color palette that they chose. Nice way to do those comics. So I'll be excited to read them when I get the full run. Here's some books that I didn't want, but what's up, Who Dat? Because I have issue 1 and 5 that I found at half price, I'm like, I better get 2 and 3. And I found issue 2 and 3 for $2 a pop. So I grabbed those. I try to collect everything from the Black Hammer universe, except for the DC crossover, because I'm just not a DC guy. So the Unbelievable Unteams are part of the Black Hammer universe. Here's issues 1, 3, and 4, I think. 1, 2, and 4. Haven't read those yet. I just picked them up yesterday, but it's supposed to be really good. I have random issues of this. It's on, hey, Funk, it is on my pull list now. And I got the first couple issues, but I'm missing some of the earlier ones. So this is issue 3. This is a really great read. And I may at one point go hunt down on eBay the ones that came with the 7-inch records, or I may not. I think I have this next one somewhere, but I couldn't find it, so I was just missing Halcyon Legacy number 2. This takes place on like a galactic cruise ship with bounty hunters and all sorts of craziness going on, and I just love this Aura Singh cover. Very, very cool. So I have the whole run now, and then I left there and I went over to Action Toys and Comics, which is another store in Federal Way. Federal Way is like not a suburb of Tacoma, but it's a suburb of Seattle. It's between Seattle and Tacoma, and it's a nice little mid-sized town. A lot of shops, 2 comic book shops in town, and stuff. So this one, this is one of the X-Men issues that I just wanted to improve to have like a cleaner run. There's nothing good that happens in this issue, and the guy had $7 on it, and I'm like, that's a filler issue. So I said, this is not about the price, but you just got to make me feel better and charge me less for that. And so he said, how about $5.50? It's great. Just had to feel like it's getting a deal on that because I only want it as filler to have a run of nicer quality. There's like 6 or 7 of the Claremont X books that just are crappy quality. In the dollar bins, I went digging. I don't think I need this. I think I had it wrong, but I bought 31 anyway. And then Runaways from the first volume with Vaughn and Alfona. Josh Middleton, I think it was Middleton, did the covers on these originally, and I love the early covers. This one is not so memorable, but for $1 each, pick those up. I needed this one. I think I needed this one, though I got to again check my list because I think I have it, but I'm trying to get every single JTC variant from the original Star Wars run, and there were 70 of them. The original Marvel 2015 run, not the 77 run, obviously. And I'm missing, I think I counted, I'm missing about 20 out of the 70. I've got the first 24 now, and I'm missing random ones above that. This is pretty cool. I don't know how much later this particular book came out. This is a variant for issue 14. If it came out the same time, this is a 1 in 10 as issue 14. Then this is the first appearance of Red She-Hulk. Her first in-story appearance was 16, but this clearly came out before 16 because, we go numerically. 14 comes out before 16. So I just think that's a really cool cover, 1 in 10. They had $15 on it. I thought that was pretty decent. I think it goes to a little bit more, and if Red Hulk and Red She-Hulk ever appear with Thunderbolts and Thunderbolt Ross and all that, then that book will skyrocket. The Galactic Icons variants, there's 36 of them. I'm slowly collecting them when I see them, not like dying for them. God, my Wi-Fi is horrible in here. It says I've got 1 bar now, and I don't know why my Wi-Fi goes in and out here. Anyway, I thought that one was pretty good. I like the art. I don't know if that's Rod Reese. Most of these were Rod Reese. I don't know if he did like the entire run, but I thought that was pretty darn cool. Just a minor first appearance of Bail Organa. So I grabbed that up. I'm collecting Star Wars Tales. I didn't get it because it was the first appearance. I just got it because I was collecting Star Wars Tales. One of those things you kind of walk into backwards. All of a sudden, you realize you've got a certain number of them. Then you're like, I guess I'm collecting this. Last two picks ups from that store were some random Squirrel Girls that I needed to complete that first run. And then going back to New Comic Book Day last week, Miss Marvel and the Fists of Justice. This is I saw Fists of Justice in like the pull list previews, and so I added it to my pull list. But apparently it's just the this is just a collection of 3 one-shots that had been going on: Miss Marvel and Wolverine, Miss Marvel and Moon Knight, and Miss Marvel and Venom. And I'll tell you what, I own all of them, but they're just like they were in my to read list, and I never got around to reading them. Buying the trade paperback, even though I realized it was a trade paperback that I already had, but it was really, really cool. I mean, artwork in here is pretty phenomenal. I mean, absolutely great artwork. Somebody put something in the chat because I don't know if my Wi-Fi died and nobody can hear me. It says connection is unstable. If you are on Wi-Fi, try plugging it into your router. Yeah, my router's up there, but like I never have problems watching shows in here, so I don't know why like my StreamYard Wi-Fi specifically goes bad. But I hate to think that I was talking to like nobody. So anyway, it's a really neat story with some kind of new throwaway. We are here, okay. Here's Hunter's Moon and Moon Knight and Miss Marvel. Okay, just checking. And there was one part of this I really liked where she stares down Venom, because like his impulse is to be crazy and kill lots of people, and she's like, "No, that's not what we're doing. We got to go and save this or do that or something." I can't remember. Right there, just that bottom panel. I like the look that she gives him there. She's like, "Mm-hmm." So pretty cool. It's a fun story, and the artwork. Well, it's different artists for each part because there's like 3 one shots, but each of the artists was really good. I enjoyed this a lot. It's your basic like, hey, here's a bad guy who created some nano robots that are trying to get the blood of all these superheroes to help this person whose brother is dying in hospital live, or I forget the story. It's a story that's been told a million times in comics, but it's done really well, and it's one of my favorite characters. All right, so earlier last week, I went to my friend Half Price Books, and here's where I hit it. I think big for what I paid. So first of all, the only Marvel was like a spoof series that was spoofing like the type of reader that's like into comics for like hot chicks and stuff. Whether or not you think it did a good job spoofing is not up to me to decide, but that's the whole point of it. Um, but the reason these sell very well, and I had no idea that these were going for as much as they are, was because Greg Horn did these super sexy covers, like really risque covers, pushing it as far as like a Marvel book could push it. I don't even see them doing that type of cover today, right? And so, really great artists, really great sexy covers. This is a B cover to Marvel #1, featuring the Transformers, and I don't get it. Like, I'm not sure what they're trying to say or why they chose the Transformers, but it cracks me up. I had no idea there was a B cover to this. I've never seen it before once. This is the only time I've ever seen it. So absolutely glad to have grabbed it. No idea if it's worth anything, but it's just a cool cover to have because, and it's foily, and you can see, like, just because there is no like there's no point to not putting a sexy cover on a book that's only known for sexy covers. Nobody talks about the story or like the importance of the book, right? It's a sexy cover series that push the boundaries of things as a tongue-in-cheek joke. But then the B cover has the Transformers on it. Grabbed this for $15, which I thought was a really good buy. Carnage USA. This will probably be up in the auction. I mean, I'm super excited to have it, but I'm not a huge Carnage Venom symbiote fan. So that is one. Along with, I wish I could have gotten the whole run of this. They just didn't have it. Um, from this run, which is also Wells and Crane. Uh, and these are all $2 each. Issue 2, issue 3. The artwork on these is amazing, at least on the covers. And these all go for more than $2 a piece. And issue 4. So I might offer that as a set tonight on the auction. As a matter of fact, I'll put it aside with auction books. Really, really fabulous books. And I got a Gleason cover somewhere. I'll add to that. I have a full set of AVX, but I'm also trying to get a full set of variants. And this is issue number 1 variant. There are too many variants for this run to like count or to matter, but this one is really cool because there's another variant where Cap is in color and One Eye is black and white. So I kind of like that they did that. And I think each of the covers has a variant where like has several variants where they switch the colors of who's black and white. So like I said, I've got assorted variants on most of these. I'm missing like 2 or 3 issues, so it's all good. Just some Black Panther that I needed, some filler. This particular Black Panther is way more ticked than I would normally purchase. Yeah, you can see it there in the olive green at the bottom. It's just below the standards that I want for a modern run, but it's a 2008 newsstand. I just had to double check, but it says Black Panther where you'd expect it to say direct edition. So it's a 2008 newsstand, which is really nice. And then this Mighty Avengers, which is also like a nothing book, is a 2007 newsstand. Marvel Premiere. They started writing weird things in the boxes. I've got some later, like 2010 newsstands, where it just says the wrong name of the title in the box there, where it says Marvel Premiere. Right? There's nothing about this book. This is Mighty Avengers. It's not a Marvel Premiere, but they just started writing weird things in the boxes that didn't make sense. This is really awesome. Again, got this for half off cover. If you haven't picked this up and you can't afford Fantastic Four 52 and 53, this reprints Fantastic 52 and Fantastic Four 52 and 53, the first Black Panthers. So it's got the whole story and reprinted plus some other stuff. Really nice book to find if you can pick that up. That's like my 3rd copy, so that will be going up for sale. 2 just beautiful covers. And again, I was missing these in the Hudlin run. Hudlin worked on 2 different runs. I sold most of the other run to NOLA last week just because I had too much and I had to concentrate. So I'm just concentrating on this one run. I think it went to 40 books. It's got some big keys, and then it's got just a great storyline, and it's got these beautiful, beautiful covers. I really love these covers. Portella on art. I don't know Portella, and I don't know if they're the cover artists, but just some gorgeous stuff. And New Mutants, just trying to get like the whole Middleton run of covers on these, the first 10 or so. I'm not exactly sure, but very, very nice. Nice covers, kind of just looking different, looking kind of like the same work that he did on some of the NYX series. Similar style, probably similar time. A little Magneto and Magnetic Men, they're amalgam. I kind of dig the amalgams, get those when I can find them cheap. This one was $1, so I'll take that. Oh, and then this book came by. Jeff Silversmith, being the gallant gentleman that he is, offered this book up. I think he started it at 200 and nobody else bid on it, and I was fucking shitting bricks, like hoping it did not go up to 300-400 because I didn't have 300 or 400. Bam! Oh, bam! 182, the second cameo. I don't care. I got it in an 8.5 for 200. That's about half that you would pay for that book. Um, that's never leaving the PC until the day that like the PC goes, unless I decide to sell a whole bunch to go after like a giant size X-Men while the price is down right now. That's like the only way I can conceive of me getting rid of this and some other PC books, like most of those back there and most of those that you can't see in front of me there. Um, is if I was to like say, okay, I need $3,000 to go after like a 40 GSX. Otherwise, that one's staying. That is pretty solid, Big O. And for geez, an 8.5. Like I figured if I ever owned 80, 81, or 82, that they would be like a 2.0. I did not think I would be at that level. So pretty excited. All right, that's it for like haul. Now we switch. So we're gonna slice the video in half, do a wipe, do a Star Wars wipe. And now we are going to look at previews for Sansa's auction tonight. If you haven't checked out Sansa's auction tonight, always good stuff, always good people. I know there's so many auctions to choose from, so it's really hard to like say I stick with this one, I stick with that one. And even the guys on the panel, we have multiple panels open looking at other auctions. But I do like the way Sands presents his auctions. He's very gentle with his customers, and like talking about disturbances in the chat. Very congenial, and it's just a lot of fun. So some of this is random. I haven't figured out what to do with it yet, but I've got first appearance of, I think it's the White Lotus. I got first Jim Lee interiors and cover on a Marvel book. These are just some random like books that may just go into like a $10 pull box. I got this super lot that I'm going to offer to Papa Wheelie if he wants it, but if he doesn't grab it, it will just go out there into the ether. Superman 157, all the way back from the early Silver Age, 1962. This is the first appearance of Queeks UI. Nobody's ever heard of him, but it's like a 3.0. It's all attached. It's an old book. It's 61 years old. Superman book. Got that going for like $10. And I got this little first John Kent, first Super Sons #1, Super Sons #1, kind of like that. A little pack, a little revealing Clark Kent. And then I got the Generations books and some of the Frank Quietly Superman run and the David Mack. So just, if you're interested in these, shoot me an offer on IG or come check out the what's it called? Come check out the auction tonight. See if you can get it for cheaper. Because cheaper is always better than more expensive. Oh boy, I think I sold all those. I should put a note on them. These belong to Nola because I really don't want to have to like sell the books that I already sold to someone. Nola lives locally now. He does not live in New Orleans. Therefore, he he's going to pick up his book sometime. I have this little Wonder Woman Frizzen and Art Germ and Frank Cho lot from the Rebirth. I think I got all the Frank Cho covers for until Greg Rucka had him kicked off, or until he left, or until he was kicked off. Nobody knows the trueness of the story, and just got to read your bleeding cool articles and hope that somebody's telling the truth. What is this? Oh, I don't know if this has gone down to like a $20 book now. It used to be $100 book. This is one of those ones that deserve to drop and never deserve to be anywhere near as high as it is. But there's the whole run on Naomi. May try to offload that. A $50 buy it now if somebody wants to. Here's a book that shouldn't be as high as it is, but is. There's a little wild cards action. That's right. There's rumor that this George Martin property is coming to TV at some point. I believe that when I see it, but maybe somebody likes it and wants it. I don't know. Oh, we got a Hillbilly #1 and #2 signed by Eric Powell. It's kind of a fun series back in the day. Aliens Vampirella. That's a I want to say a big book that's pushing it. Oh, Dreadstar #1, Jim Starlin, and then not the last issue, but a later issue, 31. Always like the artwork on that. I think that's probably why I picked it up. This is the first appearance of Diana Knight, I think. This is an extra that I have, but this is my favorite of the amalgams, the Storm and Wonder Woman. I just think that is gorgeous and fun and cool. First appearance of, is this the first appearance of She? I can't remember. I think it's the first appearance of She, and I'm not selling those yet. I don't know why they're there. Oh, you ever balance your short box on a stool, and then when you take books out of the front, the whole thing flips over? Almost happened to me. Oh, I got myself a little Avengers lot here. See, there's the note, paid, hold for Nola, but that was not on the Black Panther book, so I don't know what the hell's going on there. This Avengers Starjammer is where the Black Knight and Cersei's romance starts. Just a really great Stormbreakers cover. Oh, a little Aliens Black Panther cover. A little Gleason cover. Out of all the USA Avengers covers, and they did 50 of them, one for each state, I dig this Texas one with Firebird the most, after Miss Marvel, of course, from New Jersey. And then this great Alex Ross cover to all different Avengers. That's a little pack that's going to be offered. What else do we got? Oh, has anybody ever heard of this book? Don't know how well known it is. These are called the X-Men. There's 5 of them, unless there's 300 of them. But they all hang out and they fight crime together. And sometimes there's allegories for social issues. There's Astonishing X-Men #1, X-Force #1, polybagged with a card. Deadly Genesis #1. That's like a nice $30 book. Heroes for Hope. If you haven't ever read this, there's like 30 creators listed on it. It's really, really, really cool. Then we got some Claremont run hanging out here. First appearance of the Adversary. First this, first that. First Firestar in continuity. First Nothing, long shot cover. 270, 281, 286, 287, 288. One of the greatest covers in the late 200s from X-Men. 293, 298, 308, and Annual 7, which I think is a minor key. I can't remember. Nice little X-Men stack I'm trying to offload. You know how they do. You know how they say. You know how they be. That 1602 run, trying to make that disappear. Boom, because I already have one. Great read if you haven't read it. Beautiful, beautiful book. Definitely suggest it. What else we got? Oh, hey, look, there's more of them. There's more Black Panther. This guy's name is Tosin, and apparently he's a big deal. This is the second printing of his first appearance. I got these great battle line variants, and I got these great art variants. This is the Art Nouveau. You know, I don't know my art periods. This is the Art Deco, I think. Look at that. I can pass my my arts class. And then this is the pop art. I knew that from Andy. I think I'm missing something, but I don't know where it went. There we go. That does not belong with 1602. That belongs with this lot. So again, anybody sees something you want to make me an offer before the auction, I am all about that. I got 2 Strange Tales here, 1968 and 67, I think. issue 120. It's the first team up of the Torch and Iceman. That's a nice big book there. Got that a couple weeks ago. I dig it. Probably in like a 2.0 to 3.0 range. And then we've got issue 150. This is like a 5.0, maybe even better. And that's Dormammu's sister, first Umar. Also, the first time Doctor Strange got his name in the title there. So, kind of digging on that book. Nathaniel, can you take her out, please? Ooh, the zombies. The zombies, the zombies, the zombies. Right there, we got Ultimate Fantastic Four #1. We got that variant of the first zombies. We got the A cover of the first zombies. We got second zombies, and I think that's the first cover appearance of the zombies. I can't remember which one is which. And then we got this one, first appearance of New Defenders, and a great, great Doom cover. Just throwing that in for some extra pizzazz. And then, of course, do not forget about the Star Wars. Star Wars. First Darth Sidious. First Cloud Riders. I am selling those zombies. Who dat? Hit me up on IG, and we'll talk. From the 2013 run, there's a couple random issues. There's a random Darth Vader. There's some random Star Wars, and some from the 2020 run, I think. Some random JTC variants. So, and one more lot to show off. And I thank you all for staying with me. We're up to 4, down to 1. Now we're back to it looks like 3 people. Oh, these are random. Yeah, maybe I will do a pull box. We got a little Jala versus Avengers. This woman has no fear. This woman becomes a Valkyrie. And you got yourself a little Miles. A battle lines that did not fit with the other battle lines. Some Captain America. There's some nice first appearances in these Captain Americas. I always dug this variant. This Deadpool, I believe I own because it's the second appearance of Hitmonkey. Don't quote me on that, but I think. And we got a little Alex Ross. And this is the first time Cap wields Mjolnir as Cap, as opposed to he's usually the first time he actually lifted it was Steve Rogers. This time he's in the full uniform and he wields Mjolnir rather than just lifting it up, I believe is what distinguishes that book. I mean, it's not much of a distinction, but what do you want from me? And my friends, in addition to all that, we have Ahsoka Blockhead. That's all she wrote, and she didn't write anything else. So thank you all for being here. If you're inclined, check our auction out. It's 2 hours from now because I've been going for a while. 3/16 is like an hour and 45 minutes from now on Sans Comics and Toys. What is I don't know what his channel is. We call it Sans, right? On Sans' channel. If you don't know who Sans is, just go search SANDZ. He's got a channel. He's got stuff on it, and it's all good. And yeah, that is about it for me. I'll see you all later. Take care and have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. End broadcast.